Okay, so eBay has been making some changes to their promotions policies in some countries outside of the US, and there's a real possibility that these are going to be bad for eBay sellers. So, if you're not aware of how it works, there are a few different ways you can promote your items on eBay. So you can do a general promotions policy, which is basically uh, I'm sort of bidding against other sellers. So if I list an item and I want to promote it, I can say I'm willing to give up a certain percentage of this sale for eBay to put that listing higher up in search results than somebody who is not willing to pay as much as me. So when you create a listing on eBay, it always asks you how much of a percentage do you want to give for promotions, and they usually have a suggested percentage, which is in almost every circumstance an outrageous amount of money, like maybe as much as 20% of the sale you would be giving back to eBay for the rights to have your item shown ahead of someone else's. I think that most I think most people understand that they don't want to pay 15 or 20%, and they don't choose to use that um, suggested amount. But I do see very often on Reddit where someone will be saying, "Why are eBay fees so expensive? I sold this thing for $80 and I only get to keep $20 of it." And then as other commenters look through their sales history, they see that this person chose a 25% or a 30% promotional fee, and it's on the seller to choose a amount that is reasonable and will actually help you sell your item. I think there are the minimum. I mean, the minimum you can choose is 0%. That's to have no promotions whatsoever. A lot of people say there's no way to sell your items on eBay unless you use promotions. An equal number of people say I never do promotions and I sell my stuff just fine. So there's a second way you can promote your items, which is called the priority promotions. And it's basically like Google AdSense, where I will say I have a certain amount of money I want to spend. And every time somebody clicks on my item, whether they buy it or not, I'm going to spend a few pennies here or there until my entire budget is spent out. I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody using this, and certainly nobody using it successfully. So most people, I think most sellers probably do use the eBay general the eBay general promotions scheme, which is to just pay a percentage. If somebody clicks on the link that is being promoted and they purchase the item, you pay a percentage of that sale. Like a lot of these kind of things, I think Amazon does it this way for affiliate links. If somebody clicks that link and then they purchase that item or any item within my shop within 30 days, I'm still paying that percentage. Now, I generally use the lowest amount they allow you to promote, which is 2%. Sometimes I would go a little bit up. Sometimes I think I pretty much do it across the board on everything. And it's not necessarily a good idea to do it on everything, because the way it works is, like I said earlier, if somebody else is selling the same thing as me, my item, let's say they're willing to spend 2% of their sale. I'm willing to spend 3%. I'm going to appear higher up on the list than they are. So if I want to spend 20%, it seems like almost nobody would be spending that amount. But I think most people do 2%. Then if I'm selling something very unusual, a unique item, something that's rare, there's not that many other people selling it, or maybe there's no other people selling it, then putting a promotion on that item is not necessarily advisable, because there's nobody for me to be competing against in my percentage bids. So for someone like me, I have quite a few items in my shop, over 1,600, maybe 1,700, maybe could be as high as 1,800 right now. I'm not sure. But it would be too complicated for me to be managing this thing I want to put promotions on, this things I don't want to, this one I want to put 5%, this one I want to put 3%. So I just put around 2% across the board on all of my listings. I would say about a third to a quarter of my sales come from promotions like that, and I pay a little fee every time that one of those items sells. I don't like to see that fee. It seems like it's very often it's on something that sold for $8 and I'm barely making any profit on it already. Maybe I'm making $4 profit and now I got to pay another 20 cents to eBay. It annoys me a little bit and then I just move on. Don't think about it too much. But now with this new policy that they're putting in place, what they're basically saying now, and it's not in America yet, it's currently happening in Germany, I believe. And I think by the end of this month, June, it's supposed to go live in France, Italy, and Spain. This new scheme is supposed to be, if somebody clicks on my link through a promotion, and then anytime within the next 30 days, if any buyer buys that item, then I'm charged the fee, the percentage. This is what's happening in Germany now. So it's basically saying, I saw a billboard. Oops. It's basically saying, I saw a billboard on the street for macaroni and cheese. 10 days later, you go into the grocery store and buy macaroni and cheese, and then I have to pay a percentage of that sale. It doesn't seem like this makes sense from, standard marketing, years and years of marketing. Doesn't make sense. So for the time being, it's not here in America. It may never be in America, but I'm sure these other countries are going to be, they're testing it out there. They'll see what kind of pushback they get, and then they will decide whether they want to bring it to the American market or not. So I feel like the only thing that we can do as sellers is send a message to eBay that we don't like this new policy. It doesn't seem fair. And the only way to really send that message is to stop using promoted listings. So anything I list from here on out, I will not put a promoted listing on. I'm not sure if it will affect my sales or not, but I'm just going to hold off on doing that. And I don't know that I'll go through my back catalog, through all of my inventory that's currently listed, and delete the promotion on it. But I do occasionally, I do some listing, some ending and relisting of items, older items, and I will turn that promotion off of anything that I relist. So I would encourage any other eBay sellers to see what happens if you stop doing promoted listings for the time being. It might just be a good time to experiment and to see if you've been wasting money. I see those listings and I see those sales, that tell me I spent money to get that thing sold, but I have no way of knowing if that item would have been sold anyway. So let's look at what we have now. Today I only had two orders, two relatively low value orders. One of them sold for $22 and I spent 59 cents on a promo fee for that. The other ones, no. I sold a Taylor Swift CD yesterday that sold for $16. I paid 46 cents in promotion. I sold the Moen sink that cost $36 and I paid $1.08 in promotions. So far this month, I've only spent $14.08 total on promotions. So it's not like it's a huge amount of money, but if I start adding those promotions to every one of my listings rather than just, it looks like about every 4, every 5, I'm paying that promotion fee. I don't really know. I think there is a chart somewhere on eBay that tells you exactly which items sold based on a promotion and which did not, or they'll tell you how many sold from a promotion, what kind of percentage. So I'll probably take a look at that after this and see. I think it's about a quarter to a third, like I said. Anyway, it feels sneaky and underhanded, and I think most people may not even know that they're being charged these fees. they might see the fee and see it's only 15 cents or 40 cents or 69 cents and think, oh, well, it's not very much money. But if you're selling thousands of items a year and you're paying 50 cents to 60 cents, you're paying whatever percentage you choose. Mine is 2%. Somebody else might be paying 15% or 10%. I know I can't afford to give up 10% of my net profits. Just give that to eBay. Cannot do that. So keep this in mind when you're creating listings. If you want to make some sort of a protest, I suggest not doing promotions on your listings. And it probably wouldn't hurt to send an email, post in a eBay Facebook group or something to let people know this is what's happening, and maybe to reach out to eBay and let them know that you hope this policy doesn't extend to America. Okay, that's it. I'm not an expert on this subject, so I'm sure there are other YouTube videos that will tell you more about exactly what's happening and what we can do about it. But I don't have any good examples of ones to point you to. But right now, like I said, we just have the 2 orders. I'm going to pull those from my inventory and get them packed and ready to ship. So hang on for 1 second. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we're just about ready to pack. But first, I'm going to go over to the tally board here, and we're going to add to this chart the items that sold on Sunday. So here's what it looks like. I'm just making a little hash mark for every item that sells each day of the week, so I can figure out which day is the best day for sales. I have a feeling by the time I'm done, once I get enough data, it's going to turn out to be pretty much even across the board. But right now we had 6 sales on Sunday, so I'm going to add them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So looks like Sunday's doing pretty good. Today, we only got 2 so far. We might get more before the night is over, but I don't think we probably will. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, after last night's video, after I packed up everything, I sold this thing right here. It's a Cisco, I don't know what the hell it is. It's some kind of computer stuff, rack-mounted computer thing. Cisco Gigabit PoE managed switch, 52 ports. I had 2 of these I got from a library surplus auction. I don't remember exactly what I paid for those, but let me see if I can figure it out. Okay, I paid $28 a piece for those. So I think I had it listed for $85 or something like that. I received an offer last night for $70. It's been sitting here since February, so I took that $70. And I had 2 of them. I sold one maybe 2 weeks ago, and that was for local pickup. The guy who came, the guy I met him at a White Castle parking lot, and he pulled up in a van that had some kind of company logo on it. So I think he was buying stuff it was like a computer company. I think he's probably buying stuff to set up a client's IT system, or maybe he's fixing his own system. I don't know exactly, but he bought this one again. I think that the last time we had a little bit of a communication error where I told him I could not meet him until after 5:30, and then he got there at like 4:45 or something like that. So I did my best to get there on time. This time, these local pickups, I don't really like to do them because of the inconvenience, the hassle of scheduling a meeting, then showing up for the meeting. Like in this case, having to rush to get there 45 minutes early. So I sent him a message last night and said, I will be available. This is when I'm available. I didn't hear anything back from him yet. So I'm going to take this with me in the car and bring it to work tomorrow. And if I hear back from him, maybe he can just come to my job and I'll just come out, take a short break and bring it out to him. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, $70. I paid $28 for it, sold it for $70, $6.95 fees. So at the end of the day, we only made $35 profit on that. That was enough, however, to bring my average up over $100 for a few hours anyway. But now today's sales are so meager that we're back down to we're going to be back below 90. Okay, let's get these 2 items and get them packed. There's only 2, so we're trying to run through them quickly and keep it short tonight. I do have some listing I want to get done before too long. Okay, cactus. I don't know what that is. This is Jethro Tull. There it is. So I'm trying to keep these generally in order. I didn't have enough room to put this cactus one in, but now that I pulled this Jethro Tull out, I can put the cactus in there. Okay, put this back. And then the next thing, where is this? Wait till you see this thing. Where is it? W3C. It's over here. Okay, this should clear up a little bit of space because this thing is kind of big. Oh, I put it in a bag. I'm going to open it up to show you. All right, there's clothing in here, so I'm trying to get all these boxes with clothes cleaned out and move the clothes to different locations so I can use these boxes for better inventory. Anyway, I'll pull this out and show it to you in a second. First we'll pack up this Jethro Tull. So I got several. I come across these CDs pretty regularly. I think there's someone around here who is a music reviewer of a certain type of music. Most of it is sort of like progressive metal. I don't know what Jethro Tull is considered these days. I mean, I didn't even know Jethro Tull still was doing anything these days. But yeah, I get those CDs pretty regularly from a guy who I'm assuming that he gets records to review. They're always like very similar. Usually they are, similar genres, like imports maybe from German record labels or things like that. And perfect condition, like they've never been played. Most of them seem like they have not been played. So they don't sell for much, but I get them for free, so I'll take them, I'll sell them for $8 or $9 a piece. They're easy to store, they're easy to ship. They're easy to list. Just scan a barcode, that's easy. And like I said, most of them aren't really worth too much, but they do sell, that's for sure. This one I had listed for $11.99. Someone sent an offer of $10.01, which is interesting to choose that 1 cent. I don't know if they thought they were competing with somebody else who was only bidding $10. There's a lot of people who have not caught on that eBay isn't really an auction site anymore. It has auction capabilities, but that is not its main function these days. I am confident. I am going to do some auctions here pretty soon, but I do them very, very rarely. Okay, Jethro Tull is protected by cardboard on both sides, and this is a used envelope, so I'll have to tape it closed. Shoot. This is a ugly looking package, but it'll get the job done. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can use the scale. And how much does this weigh? Only 5 ounces, pretty light. And it's gonna be what, 8 by 7 by 1. Who's it going to? I only have 2 packages here. It's probably going to be pretty easy to not mix them up, but still, I like to write the initials on. So when I print the labels, I don't make any mistakes and send anybody the wrong items. I have done it before. Been pretty rare, maybe only once that I can think of, but possibly as many as twice. I know there were times when I accidentally printed, I think this happened 2 times, where I printed the same label twice. and put the same label on 2 different packages. And one person never received it, and the other one either did receive it or the post office didn't deliver it. If they did receive it, they didn't tell me about it. Okay, this is the other thing that sold today. This is a crazy mask. It's from I think it's called Easter Unlimited. It says, I put Mad Balls in the title. I'm not sure if that's from Mad Balls, the toys from was that in the 90s or the 2000s maybe? Anyway, I haven't sold anything from this this house in quite a while, but I told the story several times about a house that was they were trying to get it cleaned out to sell. So it was they did an estate sale for a few days, and then everything that was left over, they just advertised the address and said, come and take these, come and take whatever you want, take it out of the house. And I did get a lot of stuff there. And at the beginning of that, I was selling those. I was selling a lot from that house. That stuff was going quickly, but it has slowed down now. So I couldn't tell you the last time I sold something out of there. But I did get this there. It was clear to me from the stuff that was there. There were a lot of books on tennis. There was tennis gear, tennis rackets and stuff. There were, mostly it was books about how to play tennis. And then there were trophies. So I got the impression that somebody who lived there, probably the teenage daughter, was a tennis enthusiast. And possibly even, got some kind of scholarship or something. Do any colleges give tennis scholarships? They probably do. Anyway, I would guess that one Christmas, somebody knew that she was into tennis and bought this mask for, sometimes, when you're into something, people think that's the only thing that you care about. And some aunt or uncle probably bought her this mask. This is a story I'm making up. Anyway, I know some of these old-timey, these like high-quality, older Halloween masks can be quite valuable. So when I found that there, I was kind of excited at first. I thought this is going to be good for sure. This weird, very weird, over your head, full overhead mask. It's made out of some high-quality latex or something. It feels high quality when you hold it. Anyway, I thought for sure it was going to be worth $100, but I only sold it for $22. But got it for free, so I'm writing T-ball on here, which is not really what it is, but 1.3 and 13 by 11 by 3. And it's going to, this is going to be an international order. This is going to Canada. I usually say that I can't tell how much one of my buyers pays eBay for international shipping. But when I got the notification for this sale, it came in a notification up at the top. It said, your buyer has paid for ... That's where it cut off. So if I sold this for $22, they paid 40 something. I don't know how much. I think there might be a way to find that. To find out exactly how much they paid. Like maybe if I printed let's try that. Okay, we're going to print these. We're going to put all this information into the eBay bulk purchasing page. And then I think once I do that, there's a place to say print invoices. And I have a feeling those shipping costs might be on those invoices. Print pick list. Print. Let's see. Edit, no. I think I have to go back to the ordered page. Here's the print pick list if I wanted to have a piece of paper to walk around my inventory and find everything. Well, let's just get these labels printed, and then I'm going to do a little bit of digging. 13 by 11 by 3. So the mask only earns $18.79 after fees and shipping labels. Okay, the next one, the Jethro Tull, this is going to be almost nothing. 0.5 ounces, 8 by 7 by 1. Medium male, $4.63. This is going to Utah. Okay, so far today, we earned $26.70. And, you know, we just keep our fingers crossed that we'll do a little bit, a few more sales before the night is over. But seems unlikely. Monday night. Like, I don't know. I guess that's why this tally board is going to be useful. You can see, like, from here, that Monday is probably the slowest day, followed by Wednesday. But it's anybody's guess. Okay, print labels. So take a look on this. File print. Okay, so those will be printing, and then while that's happening, let's go back to eBay. Go to my eBay. I want to look at orders, all orders, and see if I can't print, or if I can't at least view print packing slip. Okay, let's see. I don't really want to print this. I just want to see it. Let's see if we can get close. Okay, yeah, this person they paid me $22, and then they paid $22.57 shipping. That's going to Canada. And I got $7.14. So what did I say? $22.57. 22.57 minus 7 point what? 14. So I get paid $7.14 for shipping. It cost me $6.14 for shipping. The eBay got $15.43 for shipping this off to Canada. So I don't know what it cost. I couldn't begin to guess what it might actually cost eBay to ship that to Canada, but it's going to have to be less than $15.43. Otherwise, nobody's making any money on this international shipping. And I'm sure the only reason eBay offers this service is because they're making money on it. Okay, that's it. Just the 2 packages tonight. We're about 20 minutes, so I think that's enough. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully some more sales will come in tonight. If they don't tonight, they will come tomorrow, and we'll have another packing video tomorrow night. So thanks again. Bye for now.